I always say selling on Alibaba.com is kind of like being at like 5 trade shows at once.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform.
About 50 to 60%. My export business comes from Alibaba.
Going from doing one order to doing 20 or 30 orders in a 1 or 2 month period, the platform speaks for itself. That's just weight in gold.
I mean, when you do a good job with Alibaba.com, buyers from everywhere around the world, they will know about you. And I can now develop and export my product in over 45 countries.
Once I started with Alibaba, I was able to reach people all across the world, like Tanzania and Kenya and Africa and the UK and Germany.
I'm selling product in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and a host of others. I wouldn't have reached those customers without Alibaba.com.
Selling on Alibaba.com has gotten easier than ever, introducing our new flexible payment plan options. When you sign up for an Alibaba.com seller membership, choose between paying annually or quarterly. Regardless of which plan you choose, get the same seller service and all-encompassing suite of features that make us the world's leading online B2B marketplace. With 0% commission taken on sales, keep the customer relationships you make and profits you win. Conduct business the way you want to. Build the business you've always wanted, now with more flexibility than ever. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere.
Sell on Alibaba.com.
They made the onboarding process very, very easy. Once I paid my fees, after that, I don't need to worry about anything. If you have a product and you want to sell on an international market, I would say you should not wait. You should just reach out to Alibaba.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform. The best thing that Alibaba does really is the support that you get, because it's a whole new world once you get on the platform. Eric Cross and his team, they really helped me and my team navigate the website, you know, what to do, what not to do, the best practices. So that really, to me, is like one of the greatest assets to being on the platform.
I think US-based sellers have a huge opportunity, specifically because there aren't that many of them. And we had a dedicated customer service success manager who was incredibly knowledgeable about the platform. And he honestly almost became a teammate. And I have no doubt that anyone else who is going through that process is going to have a similar experience.
Alibaba.com team is absolutely amazing. They were always there, making sure that I understand the platform. They were smart, very reactive whenever I had a question, and they were so patient. And as I continue to grow the business, they continue to connect me with experts to help me with specific business questions.
Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one of the reasons why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Chen and I'm a marketing manager here at Alibaba.com North America. Today we're here for a new webinar called How USA Manufacturers Go Global with Alibaba.com, the most important tips to expand your B2B business in a smarter and more efficient way in 2023. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we start, I wanted to first ask a few questions and get to know you a little bit. So first, I wanted to ask, what are you looking to do on Alibaba.com? Sell products, source products, both sell and source, or neither? Our platform is pretty flexible, so depending on what your purposes are, we can try to address those questions towards the end of the presentation. During this presentation, no matter what time it is while we're talking, you can always submit your questions in the Q&A box below, and we will answer them all at the end. Okay. Thank you so much for answering our poll. It looks like a lot of you are here to either sell products or to both sell and source products, which is really cool. And I hope a lot of you guys find some answers today. Okay. And then next, I would like you to tell us a little bit about your business. So today's presentation is geared toward manufacturers. So we want to know what kind of businesses are you? If you're a retailer, you might also find some really interesting things here that can help you figure out whether or not selling on Alibaba.com is the right thing for you. So yes. It's like, the way I think about Alibaba.com is a little bit like a choose your own adventure, depending on what your business type is. The way you approach the platform, how you can use it can be slightly different, but it's always a very valuable channel. Thank you so much for voting in this poll. It's really cool to see that a lot of you guys are other, which is really interesting, and I want to know more about this later on. Like I said, you can always put things in the Q&A box and we'll look at it later. And finally, the last question is, what would you like to learn from us? This presentation kind of spans a few different topics, but there's some topics that you are more interested in. It will help us guide us how we talk about these things. So is there anything that you're looking for in the session? Okay, very cool. Very cool. We're getting a lot of really interesting responses here. Okay, so Alibaba.com was originally, we have the most people who are responding to the top 3 options, which is great. All of these are covered over the course of the presentation. In terms of exporting products globally is really cool because that's originally why our platform was made. So thank you so much for answering the questions. Okay, now back to the presentation. So now that you've told us a little bit about yourselves, it'd be really great if we could share a little bit about us so you have some background information before we begin. So please enjoy this video.
Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your sales. By signing up as an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store and messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the request for a quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now, it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. Sell on Alibaba.com.
Hopefully that was really helpful. I'm here today joined by Chalisa, who is our enterprise account executive, who's going to walk you through the majority of this presentation. Today we're going to talk about first, what is Alibaba.com, then what tools on Alibaba.com are specifically geared towards manufacturers, and also some online buying trends and how you can use those trends to figure out new moves for your business. And then also how to then start selling on the platform, if any of this sounds interesting to you. Okay, so Shalisa, would you like to take it away?
Yes, thanks, Jess. So today I'll be guiding you through, general Alibaba.com, but I also want to show you all the various tools that we've designed specifically for sellers and buyers alike. While many of you are familiar with B2C sales, B2B is actually estimated to bring in 6 times the value of a B2C order. So obviously this is no small number, and it indicates the enormous potential that B2B e-commerce represents. So next slide, Jess. So we are focused on global trade for more than 20 years. Like Jessica said earlier, we started Alibaba in 1999. We've really grown into the largest B2B marketplace there is. We have over 40 million active buyers shopping on Alibaba every single month. We also sell to over 200 different countries, and we have real-time translation into 18 different languages on Alibaba and sell in over 600,000 product categories at this point, which is huge. But a lot of people don't realize why, why we're the leading B2B marketplace, but the answer really lies in our numbers and truly the global scale of our operations. You'll see here that the top 10 buying countries are actually US, UK, Canada, Australia, Mexico, Germany, Netherlands, Philippines, France, and South Korea. Obviously, the top 5 businesses you're seeing here are in North America. So what that tells us is a big majority is coming out of North America right now. And we actually don't consider China in this demographic just because it's where we started our business, and they kind of have their own ecosystem at this point. So outside of China, US is actually our top buying market. And then to the right, you're going to see how our top supplying categories, again, mainland China, huge for us, but these are all the trending categories that we're selling to at this moment. Alibaba, we help cover every step of the global e-commerce journey here. So we help set you up with your own digital storefront. So we like to describe Alibaba as an online trade show. So we build out your storefront similar to like a booth at a trade show, and we help post all of your products. We upload your company profile. We really want it to reflect your website and your brand. And then we help you with keyword advertising, and we have an entire request for quotation market, which we're going to dive into in just a little bit. But it's probably one of my favorite features we offer for sellers. It's a great way for you guys to be proactive and not sit around and wait for new leads to come your way. So Alibaba.com's tools for manufacturers. So this is Marshall DC Lighting. This is one of the better success stories we've had on Alibaba. They've been selling on Alibaba for over a year now. They're great partners. They actually manufacture their own lighting solutions, and they're based in Arizona. So we wanted to show you just a brief video from the CEO himself.
Yeah, it's a really cool story, really, how we founded this business. My partner, Bob, and I were working with another firm. They went off in a different direction and sort of left the lighting out of it. So we ran with it. We took the scraps, the equipment and the technology from our former company and set up shop and started developing our own. So 7 years later, here we are, still going, growing every year. We're very passionate about the abilities of DC lighting. And that's really one of our number one advantages, because lighting is essential for everything in life, right? Architects, engineers, consultants, oftentimes they'll turn to us seeking a lighting solution for these DC or renewable power projects. I'd heard about the name of Alibaba.com. I knew they were involved with global selling and they had a platform. I didn't know too much about it. I thought it was a really interesting opportunity. The team at Alibaba.com has been so helpful. And I can start with my account manager, Isaac. If there's ever an issue, challenge, I can either reach out to him on email. The response time is always right away. And so, having that account manager at your disposal, if you will, as sort of my right-hand person, is been great to guide me through that anytime I need to. The RFQ market, I think, is super powerful. It gives me something every morning to get up and go right in there and look for opportunities and have a host of requests of companies that looked at us overnight from another part of the globe as if they visited a booth at a trade show. Communication is king. And Alibaba is always providing communication, reminding me about the training sessions and reminding me about when I have quotation rights that may be expiring. The Alibaba.com team helps keep small businesses accountable, if you will, by keeping up with what's going on to make us better on the platform and make us better as a company. So if you're not on it, you're not in it. Maybe you guys can use that.
Awesome. So for the online storefront, which I briefly explained earlier, it's actually completely customizable. Our main goal is to attract B2B buyers with your brand and your message. So it's most of the business is done through that orange contact supplier button to the right. We have two business models. So one is all customization, and then the other one is ready to ship. So this one is customization. So you have to hit contact supplier and get in touch with the supplier here. And then, of course, this is the landing page they chose. They provided these images for us. But we want you to be honest with your capacity, use your storefront to show what kind of business partner you'll be. And it's really imperative that you log on every day as a supplier and respond quickly to inquiries. We don't want you to take over a day to respond to inquiries that come your way. And we want you to build and continue that relationship. A lot of the times, a buyer will inquire with you and they'll order a sample or a smaller order. And then once you build that trust and relationship with them, they'll come back for larger reorders. So that's a big bulk of our business as well. So the RFQ market, we like to call it, this is my favorite feature for a buyer and a seller. So typically when you reach out to those suppliers and hit that contact supplier button, and maybe you haven't heard back right away, or you've heard back and you were looking for a better quote, you can write your inquiry to a general RFQ market. So for example, if you're looking for 100 units of denim jeans for men's, you can write that you're looking for that exactly. And then different denim manufacturers can hit respond to quote. And they're all relatively new though. So the RFQ market, your quote will last for a week, and whoever gets back to you first can bid for your business, which is great. So we like to compare this to, when you're at a trade show, you get a business card, and you email them, you haven't heard back. This is a great way for you not to just wait around for their answer. You get to go into this market and you can respond to quotes, and you get about 60 each month, which is great. And people really love this because you can actually filter which country they're coming from, how new they are, and you get to see all the buyers that inquire. They're rated as bronze, silver, or gold buyers. So, based on how frequently they buy on Alibaba, how quick they are to answer, you get all of that information as well. So something we also offer is a US-based account manager. So someone based out of our office here. They'll work with you on onboarding and customizing your mini site. We help you select a membership package that fits your business goals. But what's great about them is they do one-on-one trainings, and they really optimize your products and know how to optimize your listing in general. They'll train you on the back end, but we don't want your learning to stop on Alibaba once you start selling on Alibaba, of course. We offer Alibaba.com seller training e-courses every 2 weeks, which is great because we want you to attend, and we also have a Q&A section. So if you have something that's on your mind and you're trying to figure it out, it's a great way for you to get answers. And they pretty much are there to train you and make sure you're onboarded correctly and just there for you the whole way through. So when you go to Alibaba.com, this is what you typically see. A great way for buyers to find manufacturers is actually, instead of searching by products, you can search by manufacturers, because obviously there's buyers that come to Alibaba who are looking to source products in manufacturing, resale, and find new business opportunities. So this is a great way to use the platform and find the core, the source. So some of the online buying trends that we're seeing right now, we're seeing that the e-commerce, like I said, is 6 times larger than B2C e-commerce globally. We like to say that, Alibaba is more than just a sourcing platform, but B2B sales, there's just the potential for large economic growth for your business. So the trends that I was speaking about, we're seeing a huge increase in vehicles and transportation. Consumer electronics is great. Food and beverage is always one of our top 3 performing categories on Alibaba. Health and medical, tools and hardware, sports and entertainment, commercial service equipment, vehicle parts and accessories, and industrial machinery. So this is really interesting. These are the trending top supplier and product qualities. So product IP, we have this brand called It's Skinny. They sell, or I think we're going to show a video in just a second, but they're really great for their IP products. And the brand IP, one of my top clients, they sell famous American candies and chips. So they really push those famous brands. They sell like Doritos, Takis, Skittles as well. And then one of the larger product qualities is if you can offer white label, private label, or OEM. Of course, a lot of people love to find manufacturers that can offer this because they want their brand on, vitamins and supplements or skincare, what have you. But that's a huge business on Alibaba. They love to see quality certification. So for food and beverage brands in the US, people love to find those brands because they have FDA certifications. They love to see halal, organic, etc. And then supply chain relationships. Typically, we have this company selling on Alibaba, Cargill, which most of you probably know, but they're one of the top food distributors in the world, and they source competitively, and they're one of the top suppliers in the world for beef. So Strategic Visionary Solutions, they're known for their nano coat and clear solutions. They've really globalized their business, and I think they've seen over 30% growth in international markets. So we want to show you this quick success story.
I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps moving equipment all over the world. One of the things that our equipment was exposed to was lots of salt damage. We had these tankers lined up in the back. I walked out there one day, I took a hammer, I hit the side of the tank and I went through them. The corrosion had eaten right through the tanks. We had to throw them all away, $1 million worth of equipment from salt fog. Had we had this coating, we never would have lost that equipment.
I began in 2003 to develop the world's most durable coating that you couldn't scratch. Solvents, acids, UV rays wouldn't attack and would have extreme corrosion resistance. And that's where we came up with the NanoClear brand.
I'm selling product in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and a host of others. We wouldn't have reached those customers without Alibaba.com. We made money the first year. Typically what I have found on trade shows is there's a lot of tire kickers and nobody buys. And so what I find on Alibaba is there's 40 million buyers. They're all looking to buy. When the pandemic was here, if you weren't electronic marketing, you weren't doing very well. Alibaba.com really helped us survive that, and now we're reaching out even more so worldwide. One of our customers came to us and he said, well, I do pools. Can you coat a pool? Let's go coat it. It looked gorgeous. And he said, well, when am I going to have to come back to recoat this later this year? I said, no, how about 10 years? He was shocked. If you don't have a belief in that product that it's going to work, you shouldn't sell it. I'm at the hip with this phone 24/7. Top right corner is Alibaba supplier, because sometimes in the middle of the night, they're zinging me up on that line. Sometimes at midnight isn't such a good thing for me, but it is a good thing for business. Boom, I get the call. There we go.
So this is a glimpse of what the back end of your myalibaba.com will look like. You're able to track everything, all the analytics behind unique visitors, the inquiries you're receiving, how quickly you're responding, and if you have any messages that you haven't answered. But you'll see how you can track how successful your keywords are trending. You can see everything on how many impressions it's getting. You could see the buyer search behavior, which is great. But it's a great way for you to see if your products are getting optimized. And if not, you can pivot very easily here because it's very transparent. Next slide. Oh, okay. So like I said, keyword advertising, you're able to see if it's trending to the right or if it's not getting any traction here. You're looking for more exposure, more clicks, more inquiries when you're looking to keyword advertise. So we want it to be successful, of course. We want to make sure that you're ranking higher when buyers search. So we offer keyword advertising and we also offer premium sponsored ads. So premium sponsored ads are the placement when someone's doing a search. You'll see a crown next to the supplier that bought that premium sponsored ad. It's typically that first search result. So it's really like the prime real estate on Alibaba when you're searching. We obviously don't want you to get lost. We want you to stand out. So a premium sponsored ad is a great way to do just that. So how to start selling. So once we pick out a package that fits your business goals, once you submit payment, we want you to go through business verification. So we ask that you submit all of the paperwork required. So it's pretty standard. It's the CEO's ID, and then your articles of incorporation for your business, and then typically like a water or electric bill, a utility bill that matches all of the information you provided. And then once you pass business verification, we help build out that storefront, and we help post your products, and we introduce you to your US-based account manager. And then, of course, just like I said before, we don't want your learning to stop right there. We help enroll you in our ASTE courses. We want to make sure throughout your membership, you're not sitting still, you're continually growing and learning the whole way through. So 6 reasons to join Alibaba. Like I said, we are really the largest global B2B marketplace. We have the highest global scale reach, and we're really designed for businesses to trade and grow on their own terms. Not only do we have high traffic volume, but we generate leads from anywhere. So over 200 different countries at this point. And like I said before, 30% of our 40 million active buyers come from the US. So that's about 13.5 million people shopping here in the States alone. And we are a 24/7, 365-day a year online trade show. So you don't have to pay for, your booth, the furniture you're renting, getting your products sent, your staff, flights, and hotel. It's a one-stop shop here at Alibaba. And one of the best things about it is we take 0% commission from your sales. So all platform features, advertising tools, and services are all included in your price. So your cost structure is up to you. Like I said, it's really based on your business goals and how much account management support you're looking for. We have packages that start from $19.99 and can go up to the verified supplier package. That's kind of customizable, but it can, the premium can go up to $9,999 annually. So if you have any other questions, we also have a whole YouTube channel full of those success stories we were sharing, and they're actually really, really interesting and very brief. So I would definitely check it out. So please, if you're interested and you are looking to sell and globalize your business, schedule a free consultation with me using this barcode here.
Right. And that leads us to the Q&A. So if you have any questions, there's still time. You can put them in the Q&A box. Currently, there is a question here which is asking, what is the difference between B2C and B2B?
Yeah, so B2C is business to consumer. So, so that's if you have a website or Amazon, for example, and people are looking to buy, 1 or 2 units. B2B is business to business. So we're connecting you with business buyers. So they're buying at wholesale. So they could be buying hundreds to thousands of units at a time.
I feel like also like another part of it, another way to kind of understand it is like if you like buy something online, a lot of times that's like a B2C thing, right? Like
yes.
If you like are looking for, I don't know, spoons, and you like, you get an extra spoon for your house, that's like more B2C and not like B2B, which I think it's a little bit more like restocking inventory or like more like larger quantities usually.
Exactly. Like B2B is if you're buying for your store or your restaurant or just in bulk, really.
Yeah, like wholesale bulk, like hopefully.
Yeah.
And like
B2C is like you're selling at retail.
Yeah. And so I think that's like one of the more special parts about Alibaba, right? Because like I think the platform is specifically geared toward B2B, and that's not, I feel like most platforms are not made for that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have like the businesses in mind and like what kind of buyers in mind and stuff. But yeah. Oh, does Alibaba, here's another question by Sonia. Thank you for submitting your question. Does Alibaba assist with navigating custom requirements?
So we typically don't get involved in the logistics and the customs. But typically when you're selling to a business overseas, you can ask them their requirements and then you can operate your business the same way.
Yeah, I think the other part of it that's interesting is, if I remember correctly, like sometimes it's a lot easier knowing that the most of the buyer base, a great majority of the buyer base is US companies looking to source materials. If you are in the US, or I think it's easier to trade amongst NAFTA nations, if I remember correctly. So that might also help with some of the global exporting stuff. Okay, here's another question by Casey. Thank you for submitting your question. B2B, how are logistics from buyer to seller, taxes, tariffs, etc.?
Yeah, so once a buyer is making an inquiry with you, you choose to accept it, you give them your lead time, you guys, the sellers can send over the agreement and you can include all of the who's handling what. Typically, a lot of the buyers on Alibaba, they're businesses, so they have their own freight forwarder. So they'll take care of all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is like our platform helps facilitate communication and connecting between the buyers and the sellers. So you
exactly.
So you can like find people out there who are looking for products similar to what you are selling. And then you can work out the logistics amongst yourself, because you guys get to keep the communication methods or information.
Yeah, a lot of the times sellers and buyers prefer to take their conversations offline as well. So they do business the same way, they're still doing it. But they want to use Alibaba as a lead generator.
Yeah. It's like a way to meet people. Like that trade show idea where you get to like meet people, but it's like virtually, so they don't have to leave the comfort of their office or anything, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Any more questions? These have been really cool so far. Ooh, Casey has another question. How are contracts handled in multiple languages?
Yeah, we have that real-time translation feature. You're able to translate into 18 different languages.
Yeah, so when you communicate with, and this includes like the messaging function, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So communication can get done that way.
The whole website.
Yeah. An anonymous attendee is asking who pays Alibaba, which, I mean, if this is a question about what the business model is, because we do not take commission, it's because of those like annual subscriptions, right?
Yeah. The way we make our money is those upfront annual membership fees.
Yeah. So as long as you can pay that annual fee, no matter how much business you generate, we do not then get an additional cut, which is a really interesting bit.
Always.
Yeah. Any more last burning questions? One more by Sonia. Have B2B monthly costs increased often? What about upgrade and downgrade options? This is a new one.
Yeah, I mean, we always, we're continuously trying to improve and update our packages. So we do update our packages and sometimes the prices will increase. But we also offer very approachable prices, like the basic package you saw starts at $19.99.
Yeah. But also, like, if they want to move between packages, it's like probably fairly easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely easy. You can work with your account manager or me. And I find that a lot of my clients, they want to start at, let's say, a standard package, and then they start seeing business and they get really into it, and then they want to upgrade to premium a few months later. That's definitely an option.
Yeah, so I feel like the biggest difference between the more premium packages is how much like help they get, right? Kind of a lot of time.
Yeah, it really depends if you have a e-commerce team behind you, and or if you're a one-man show. It really depends how much support from us you're looking for.
Yeah, like if you go into the YouTube channel, please subscribe if you would like. If you go into the YouTube channel, there's definitely like different sellers who like talk about how like their Alibaba.com team member basically essentially becomes like a member of their team, because it does take a lot to operate a business, regardless of whether it's on or offline.
Yes.
Anonymous
definitely.
attendee is asking, what are the different membership plans? We can go back to that slide.
Yeah, or schedule a consultation with me and I can break it down in more detail as well.
And all the different features and everything that you for. So you yeah, the consultation, you can use this QR code. It's also, if you look in the chat box, I've put Shalisa's meeting link in there as well. So yeah. Any more final questions about potentially exploring online B2B e-commerce through either Alibaba.com as a manufacturer? I guess one question I have is like, why is the platform great for a manufacturer? Like from a manufacturer's point of view, what can they really get from being visible on the platform?
Yeah, a lot of the manufacturers I work with, they're looking to find new either distributors or they're looking to replace a certain tier of distributors that they're working with. We find that on Alibaba, you can find top tier distributors around the world, especially if some businesses have agents in different countries. But if you're looking to expand into a new market, you can filter through the buyer base and the RFQ market to really focus and target those specific buyers.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Yeah, I remember in there's like the It's Skinny seller success story video that you mentioned earlier. Like in the video, like he talks, the main guy, the CEO's name is Brian, and he talks about how he was like having to decide between like brick and mortar like supermarkets and then trying to find like the traditional channels of, because they sell low glycemic pasta. So trying to figure out the normal channels of distribution. But then like they were struggling to find the less traditional channels, and they actually turned to Alibaba.com to find like the bodegas in different stores in different states and stuff. So different ways you can go about it, and they manufacture pasta. So it's a question here by Casey. What is Alibaba.com's role when there are disputes between buyers and sellers, or ratings of buyers and sellers?
So we offer something called trade assurance. We hold the funds in escrow for 30 days, but that's only if you do business on Alibaba. So if you take the business offline, unfortunately, there's not much Alibaba can do. But if you choose to do business online and you opt in for that trade assurance service we provide, I believe we take 3% of it's a 3% service fee, but it helps protect the buyer and seller from scamming of any sort.
Yeah, it's like if the product doesn't arrive at the specific time that you were expecting, or like becomes damaged, or it's not the quality you're expecting, then you can get money back through trade assurance.
Yeah, I recommend using trade assurance your first time working with a supplier, just so you can build that trust, and then you can always
and also demonstrate to someone that you're like serious about Anonymous has like a question, says, are there differences between starting to source as B than C? Yes. And the way I think about it is like, for example, if you need to buy a TV, right? As a random normal consumer, a C, right? You usually don't need to buy many TVs over the course of your lifetime. So it might be a one-time sale, right? So you're looking in a certain way. However, if you're sourcing as a business or a B, you're oftentimes looking to build a long-term relationship live with this person, so that you can keep sourcing from them for years and years to come. So therefore, building that trust and also providing good customer service as like a supplier is like really important, because it's not a one-time transaction. It's like a multiple over the years transaction. Right?
Yeah, I would say, with that example, like if you were sourcing, you were buying one TV for your house versus versus a hotel chain buying 60 TVs.
Yeah. So obviously you want to work with someone who you enjoy working with, but also you trust to buy multiple
Responsive.
TVs from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like stuff like that where it comes into consideration, I think. And there's actually another really wonderful seller success story if you want to listen to. I think at least when I spoke to, we did a webinar once where we invited a seller who is his name is Tony Crisafi. He's the CEO of Wholesale Jewelry, and he was talking about also how he made $1 million customer in his first year. And it's not because the person bought $1 million of wholesale jewelry up front. It's because he knew that this person was putting in a certain amount in like order every year, every month or so. And so over the course of the year, that person will eventually generate him $1 million. And that makes sense. So it's a long game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Any other questions before we log off? Yeah. We're hoping to hold these like at least once a month, twice a month, so that if you have any other questions, you can always talk to one of us on the team, and we will answer them live. Or if you want to book a meeting and talk more privately and have more specific questions, you can always do that. If they're not,
even if you have questions and that come up, just schedule a consultation, and I'm happy to answer.
Lisa's here. I need joint sealants as a contractor. Interesting. I mean, there are most likely sealants on the platform, but
looking to source.
I think they're looking to source.
Okay.
Yes.
We also have another service called Ali Match, which we can get into during that consultation. It's a great service if you're having trouble finding a manufacturer and you're looking to source. Ali Match could be a great fit for you.
Yeah.
So I can talk to you about that too.
Yes, you can also book a meeting with Shalisa.
Yeah.
Yay!
Use that barcode.
All right. Yes, please use that barcode. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for everyone's questions. For now, we're gonna close it, and since we respect everyone's time. There are 2 more webinars coming up, and these are even more themed with special guests, industry guests. They're registered QR codes right next to the different ones. The first one is actually tomorrow at 2 p.m. if you have time, with Yarden Horowitz, who's the co-founder of Spate. So this has to do with how you can use data analytics to help you make e-commerce business decisions. And then on August 2nd, the week after, on Wednesday at 2 p.m. ET, 11 a.m. PT, there's another one that's called the Evolution of Digital Experiences with Robin Raskin, who's the founder of Virtual Events Group, to help you figure out how, if you as an e-commerce business, how you can present your products and different things virtually and still have, people trust and want to buy your products. How to harness virtual to your advantage. Here are the QR codes. You can register. And thank you so much. Again, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you can't scan the QR code, you can always search on YouTube, Alibaba.com USA sellers, I think, and you can find us. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yay.